It's one of my baskets from home. I have brought it to Gudvangen and now it needs to find a home in the textile house. But there's something in it. So I have to find a place where I'm not in view of tourists that haven't left yet. And I'll show you. First, I see a runa. There, see if you can find him. Hey, Susan Youngman's here from Adirondacks. Got 2 thumbs up already and 5 people on, so I have to scroll back and see who I missed. There he is. Are you gonna shoot for me? Oh, there's some other sexy Vikings. Looking gorgeous today. So we see you shoot. Are you gonna shoot from here? And you're not gonna shoot Karl? Did you break your bow? Oh, you unstrung it. He unstrung it. Your sister says, "Hey, broer."
Hello,
He says hello. If I turn it, you can hear him. Let's see. There we go. Now you can say hello.
Hello.
You're just gonna wave an axe at your sister. You're not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I see a Karl over here too. We still have a lot of tourists in the village, so I'm trying to be subtle and attentive at the same time. Check out that hat. You're wearing it kind of French style, a little to the side. Little off. Oh, you want to show how you're unstringing that? In case somebody wants to know how to unstring a bow or one of our bows.
Yeah, I know this goes for every bow, I guess. But
Let's see.
you step into it. You don't want these to touch the ground because then they can break.
Yeah?
So you rest it against your leg and you use the strongest muscles on your body. This you can test if you get some willing partner. Try to grab somebody's hip and tell them to shake their butt and see if you can manage to stop them with your hands. I can almost guarantee that you can't do that.
Grab your hip and shake your butt. I'm sorry, say that one more
If I'm
time.
holding somebody's hips
Yeah.
and they are trying to do this,
Yeah.
they're going to do that because that's the strongest muscles on their body and I will have no chance of stopping it.
Right.
You would have to have somebody who was vastly stronger than maybe if you had Roger
Yeah.
holding Alex's hips, he could stop her from doing it.
Alex is
And
my
I'm not-
13-year-old, yeah?
I'm not even sure that he could do that.
No, these
because-
hips don't lie. I don't know. Okay, let's see what you're doing.
So I'm using the strongest muscles on my body. I'm using my butt muscles.
I'm sorry, you said the strongest muscle on your butt. Okay, anyway.
So I'm using my butt to basically flip it like this. Then I'm relieving the tension on the string.
Which
and,
is, wait, we gotta get you in there, can't get all of you. Okay, relieving the tension on the string.
There are more bows, so
Okay, we'll just keep watching you do it. I brought my basket in there with me today. The one from home that's been sitting on my shelf for ages, way up high so the cats can't get it. I haven't told him what's in it yet though, it could be a snake. The barn, I'll be back.
This is a children's bow, so I could do this in another way, but I'll do it the correct way just to demonstrate.
Wait, we'll go even further back, I think you can pick your voice up.
I'm stepping into it.
Yeah?
I'm leaving it pressing against my leg here. I'm using my butt to basically turn it like this, and I'm just holding it here with this hand. When the tension is relieved off the string, I can loose it here, and then it's unstrung.
Da, 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 da.
The reason we unstring them is that because if they are kept strung all the time, they lose their elasticity and just be useless.
Did you do the big longbow?
Yep.
I can't unstring that one. I can't even string it. That thing is heavy. It's, I mean, not heavy, but
And
it's...
you're not using your butt correctly, woman.
My butt may not be as powerful as you thought.
My non-existent butt can do it easily.
Your non-existent butt? No, I'm pretty impressed with your non-existent butt. No, I can't do it. Well, I think it's because I can't push it forward as much.
No, but you're not-
longbow.
You're just...
I have
you're
weak
just
wrists.
holding
I
it.
have weak wrists.
You're not using your wrists.
I was
Using your butt, woman.
using my butt. Okay, I'll have to try it with my... I'm not doing it now, though. Especially because it's put away.
I can
Maybe I
restring
care.
it for you.
No, you're not going to restring it. Okay, maybe. All right, go ahead. Restring it. See if you can make me do that. Remember, carpal tunnel wrists here. Okay. We'll pull it here. You can use your butt to string it then, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just holding it here.
See, that's the part I can't do.
But this is...
Your hands are shaking. Is that because just your butt shaking? Now, what pound is this bow then? Is this like a 60-pound bow? The historically accurate longbow.
It's not entirely historically accurate, but it's the best we have. It's 50 to 60 somewhere, or at least it was when it was new.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is the worst thing to do with the dress, by the way, because it always gets stuck in there when stringing it. So to put it behind my ass, do you realize I have a big ass?
Yeah, that goes on your leg, yes. Like
Yeah?
that.
Okay, well, I can't see that so good. But anyway, and using my ass.
This is the motion that you're using.
Taking it off my foot when I do that.
I can't really see what you're doing. You want me to do it?
Yeah. Okay. I forgot how long that thing is, so you can't see it all the way. There you go.
Put your foot in.
Yeah.
Rest it against your leg. Particularly with a heavy bow like this, you do not want these to go into the ground because they can very easily break. This is the weakest point.
Oh, that's what I did with my foot. But it slid off my shoe.
Then I just have to hold it here
Yeah.
and push my ass into it.
Push my ass into it.
And then I get enough, I release it enough that I can with my other hand.
This might be because you're skinny enough to fit between the string and the bow. I can barely get one ass cheek through there.
I'm not using more than one ass cheek myself, woman.
You don't have any ass cheeks. No. Okay, it'll remain a mystery. Can we watch you unstring one more? Because it's so entertaining. Made Ashley laugh, by the way. There's a snake in that basket, by the way. I'd be worried if I were you. It's cobra. Historically accurate Viking cobra. You did it! Yay! How was archery today?
For what little I was here, they were pretty good. I didn't see any spectacular stupidity from the tourists.
No spectacular stupidity from the tourists. Oh, you did have one more bow. I didn't see what you were going away for. No, I like the tourists I had today. I had a very sadistic South American family, though. I don't know what it... Okay, so I don't know if you can see it over there, but there is a deer at the end. Anyway, and your idea is to... What happened to the center of the deer?
I think
Somebody looks like they...
thing the arrows came in.
Let's see, where is it?
And somebody has put it
There.
exactly at the heart of the deer.
Somebody, it looks like a cutout. You didn't hit the heart of the deer?
No.
You hit it in the neck, though, the jugular. Let's see, wait, I'll zoom out. Okay. Ooh, that was close. Not bad for a guy with no eyesight.
Almost the reproductive system.
You got the reproductive system on that one? Oh, so the sadistic South American family I have, I don't know what it was with their aim, but mother and father and 2 children, I think one was 8 and one was 5, they hit the testicles, they hit the butthole, they hit the nostril, and they hit the ears and the eyeball. This is the parts of the animal they choose to hit. We were very impressed. I told them they were, I will definitely not be able to sleep when they're around. They were extremely pleased with themselves. Right up the nostril, though. I thought that took some skill. Okay, I have to catch up on chat. We're up to 9 people now. Yay. I see Charlotte's here as well. Hello from work. If I'm not, there's a little bit further up, but I can't. And Albert, if I can't get that far up, it won't let me scroll higher than that, but I think Albert was number 1 and Charlotte was number 2. Garcia's here in Holland. It's hot, hot, hot. Rosanna is here. She's going to be here soon. She says hello from the Netherlands also, and where you come from, Garcia, because they're both from Holland. You are going to be staying in a house. Oh crap, I'll show it to you real quick while he finishes playing with that. So Rosanna's coming from the market. Our market this year is going to be October 6th through 9th. Every single bed in every single house is full. And in Rosanna's case, she has to share a bed too. So it's going to be quite full. So in Rosanna's house, it's got 4 double beds, so it's going to be a particular party in that house because lots of room. She is in that end of that house right there, Rosanna. That's where you're going to be staying. There's tattooing going on up there, by the way.
I assume you meant to say that she had to share a house.
Just to share a house. What did you think I said? A whore?
You said share a bed.
Shared a bed. No, she's sharing a bed too. She has to. It's a double bed. There's plenty of room to kick your friends. But anyway, oops, I kicked it up there. You can see the tattooing in Louise over there too. She's doing tattooing for trade, so she's been very busy this week. That is Lourdes, not Chesh. So we had different people all week. Ta-da-da. We can zoom out again. Want to go see what's in my basket?
Yeah, show me your snake.
I'll show you my snake. Let's see. There it is. Now I have emptying baskets out of the house. So this is one of those that is going to go and be put in the textile house somewhere. Rosanna says, full equals cozy, and I also share my bed indeed. Bringing a bed heater, man. Okay, little tip. That actually works. So here I am, sitting in this house right here, freezing my butt off every year when it goes minus 20 in February. But it's doable, you know, can't use the cotton, can't use linen. You have to use not only historic accuracy of cotton or anything, but you have to use fur or you have to use wool underneath you and on top of you. Lots of layers. Karl, on the other hand, builds a nest. If it's really, really cold, minus 20, it's not going to be that in October, are you kidding? You put a light shawl over your head so that your nose and your ears stay warm. Don't do the wool hat. I did that. The back of my hair says that's not a good idea. Anyhow, I thought I had it all down, and then I put Karl in the bed with me, and it's much warmer now. So there you go. Okay. So you'll be fine. No, it's they're big, wide beds. You can actually sleep in the same bed and not even bump the person next to you. But, you know, if it's cold enough. You want to see what's in it? Okay. Yeah, it's a UFO. I think I started this one 4 or 5 years ago. There was a yarn sale. It always starts with a yarn sale. So there was a yarn sale. And I don't know, I think I just finished like, oh, that one got stuck on the inside of the basket, not good.
The one big container she has that doesn't contain yarn contains buttons.
It's big, it's like a shoebox, and I got 2 of them. You haven't seen the second box of buttons.
No.
No. The look on Karl's face. I don't know if he's gonna laugh or cry. I have a shoebox full of buttons, 2 of them. They're bigger than shoeboxes. Mm-hmm. I'm aware that the first step is admitting that I have a problem. Okay, so I was making a sweater for my kid, and fortunately I decided to make it way too big because she's 13 now. And I think when I started this, so she was 9. So, you know, it'll fit her hips nicely anyway. But actually, it's probably not even too late. If I have beginner pictures of this, I could try to use this one for the sweater tutorial, since for some reason half of the pictures of Anders' sweater, the blacksmith sweater, are missing. I'm not sure where they got saved to, but they're unlocatable. So I have to find it. That's the ones I was going to use to make a pattern once upon a time, like in the pandemic when I was effective. I wasn't even effective in the pandemic. But this one, okay, so it was a really good sale. Couldn't help myself. It is alpaca. I am going to regret making a sweater out of alpaca because alpaca stretches. It'll get longer and longer and longer and a bit more thin here, but it's actually quite pretty. And this one is in Dalarna. Dalarna looks kind of like basket weave on the outside and like garter stitch knitting in the inside. I don't know if that shows it up very well. So that's the inside. You can choose actually which side is inside. You can see the ridges. And the outside. I love Dalarna. Dalarna stitch also tends to stretch quite long lengthwise though. So when you have a lot of weight on it and it gets heavier and heavier. So right now it's laying just nicely, but when this thing is completely done, it's gonna go. Oh, oh! We're gonna get back to that, Torben. Torben's here, by the way. He tasted the beer I brought him. So, but first, yarn tasting. There was a sale! So the look on Karl's face. So I'm mixing up these colors because it was kind of whatever they had left at the store. It's a sale because it was discontinued yarn, and I think I filled a whole bag. You could fill like a whole grocery bag of it, also a Norwegian-sized grocery bag, not the American ones, for 200 kroner. So I think in the end I paid about 800 kroner per skein because I sent my friend there. I couldn't go, so I'm like, Tanya, here's some money, go and shop. And so Tanya shoved as much in that bag as you could possibly get. But it's this one. If you remember it. I think they do kind of still make a version of this. It's by Du Store Alpaca, which is, yeah, it's, well, it just says Du Store Alpaca, so, but it's Norwegian yarn, which really means you great alpaca. So yeah, I probably paid about 8 kroner each for these, and they used to cost about 40 something, so I was very happy about that. Everything's falling down. So maybe I should finish this now. It's not very historically accurate to be using alpaca, but you never know. Vikings traveled, didn't they, Karl? Karl? Did the Vikings have alpacas?
That is extremely unlikely. That's a South American thing, isn't it?
This is Karl's response. That is extremely unlikely. That's a South American thing, isn't it? I tried. No, of course they didn't have alpaca. I don't even know if my kid would still want this sweater, but I could finish it. But the problem is, if it doesn't fit her, then I'm going to need a body to position the arms in. Otherwise, it'll be completely out of shape. Or maybe I can lay it on top of an existing sweater or something. We will see. But so now that's here. Yet another UFO. And then, somewhere I have my bag. Other fun things happened today in the village. Okay, so I come back yesterday. I'm pretty sure this came this week. Oops, it's still like massively zoomed. Because I was in the house last weekend, and the first thing I see when I walk in the house, it took me less than 2 seconds to notice that. Plus I have one more skein of each in my bag. It doesn't look too right, like the right colors here now because we're standing in the shade. I suspect maybe it came from one of the old houses because it looks like it might have been bitten. I mean, it's completely clean and everything, but it'll still get washed one more time. But some of the yarn's separated like that. So it looks like something might have got to it. But you only need certain small lengths of yarn to do needle binding, so I will still use it. Anyway, to show you what the colors look like in the light, you can kind of see them there. Oh, and I got Greg's socks hung up. Is Greg here, by the way? We need to show off what the hell he did to those socks. The Peruda Teflon socks with the massive mom and stitch and super tight, and he managed to poke a hole through the heel, and I know that's not Peruda's craftsmanship that did that. So he's in big trouble. So I have to patch him, but that's okay. It's easier to patch them than it is to make new ones. This is the colors. It's turned the wrong way. Oh, so yeah. Albert says he does remember these. Okay, so that's maybe the mystery because I asked 5 people working here and nobody knows where the hell these came from. He said this was hanging in the house that he was staying in, so number 9. I thought maybe it was the house Louisa was in, but look how pretty the colors. So this needs to become knee-high socks. For me! I owe everybody socks. Actually, I don't owe everybody socks. I said I would try to make socks for at least 6 people. But I might need these for me. So, pretty colors, fun colors. Poor babies. My first time, Albert says, my first time there, I invited a classmate to sleep next to me to keep me warm, and now I live with her. I kind of think that's what happened to Karl. See, you know, I've had a lot of men in and out of my house, but only one of them has joined me in the bed. So, and he's still here. You look mildly amused. I think that's Karl's version of blushing. Okay, what are wonderful autumnal colors? I completely agree with you. I think these need to be knee-high. Problem is, you can see how thin it is. So, because I have all these projects in progress, naturally I had to test it. It's in my bag too. Because the yarn was too pretty, I had to start something. But here's the other little smaller hanks of it. There's even more. I took smaller hanks so that I could carry it in my bag. And somewhere in here, unless I dropped it or left it on the shelf. Well, crap, what did I do? I decided I had to finish not 2 plus 2, but finish 3 plus 2. And sure enough, I didn't take the sample with me. Hi. Well, crap, so you don't get to see what it looks like anyway, but finish 3 plus 2 was a bit thicker. Because finish 2 plus 2 was too thin. You might want to escort them out of the village. We've been closed for 15 minutes now. I don't recognize them. Karl's gonna go kick butt. No, it means somebody didn't check before they left. We have tourists in the village after hours. Let's observe. Karl's on the prowl. That's not the tourist's fault, by the way. That's our fault. Ah, just kidding. We're gonna give him some peace. We don't need to do the Viking police busting online. It's not, like I said, it's not their fault. It means one of us didn't check the village before we left. But it looks really bad for them running around taking photos and me talking into a telephone on a gimbal with alpaca yarn. And this is what I should have been working on though anyway. I didn't think to have a little sample of it. I must have left it on my desk. These, they're very curly right now. More socks. He's very determined. Anyway, hopefully they didn't lock the door behind them though, so he doesn't have to follow him out the personnel entrance. Viking police, I know. Karl's serious voice. You do realize we are closed. No, so this is what is supposed to be finished, but the height of these tells me that I'm pretty close to doing a heel. And I decided to wear my Viking shoes today. Oh, I found the sample I was missing. There it is. So taking these things off and on to try on the socks to see where the heel comes in is not optimal. So that's why I started a test sample, which is on the ground in a weaving needle. Let's see. Viking police, how'd it go?
What?
You're the Viking police. We weren't going to watch you in action, actually. But we did follow you. We saw you walking determinedly down there.
She works at the hotel.
Oh, well, that's okay. Hotel employees can come here. It's okay. Nobody's getting fired today. No, anyway. This is the density it was if I used finish 3 plus 2. Don't know. Oh, maybe if I turn the camera, I can see it a bit more clear. Actually, it goes this way. So I think that'll work better. I have to do about 3 rows to give it a proper test, but I think that'll work better than finish 2 plus 2 because I did socks and finished 2 plus 2, and with my gauge, it was still too holy. And if I do make socks for myself at some point, they're gonna have to be pretty solid. So let's see if I can do this. Hugging the gimbal. For this, I need... It's weird. Now, when you see it written, finish 3 plus 2, you ought to kind of think of it the way you work it. Maybe I have it backwards. Maybe it's 2 plus 3. Crap if I know. Anyway, but it's usually counted in this direction. Yeah, no, it's 2 plus 3. I suck. Because you count this way first, but you work the 3 loops and then turn and do 2. So, yeah, no, it's 2 plus 3. I suck. And then this is really hard to have a focus issue. Okay. So I have 3, take off the old one. Finish, or F1, or 1, 2, it splits 3, behind, going away from me, and then turning and going forward through 2. So I don't know if I'm going to stick with the stitch, but I had to test the gauge. When it's also kind of hard, you can see there I have issues trying to get it to lay flat on the backside. So I don't know, it's a test. We shall see. I did needle binding. So what's in your basket?
I don't have a basket.
If you had a basket, what would be in it?
Ice, coffee, and cigarettes.
This is true. Ice, coffee, and cigarettes. Okay, I'm going to catch up here. I saw that Lyra says, I tried that crazy stitch again, failed again, but I'm determined to get it right, but damn, it's confusing. There was one that was on, listed recently on in the Facebook group, and I forget what the heck it's called. It's actually got a name, but it's some Finnish name, and I think it's got a bit of a Russian twist on the backside. So it's tempting to do that with this yarn because this is definitely thin enough to do it. But that's a lot of stitches to do it in knee-high socks, so I'm not sure. I might want to try it. I don't know. We'll see. So this is finished 2 plus 3. Not so difficult. Nope, it's just like Broden, but you leave 2 loops on the thumb instead of 1. So you're going 3 behind, just like Broden, but you have 2 there. So you're actually going over the last 5 loops. Kiwi says, haha, I've given up on the Oman stitch. I've been loving Dalby and Telemark, though. I should make socks in Oman stitch. No, that's just suicide. I'm not doing it in that stitch. That is the nice thing though is it grows like this much each row instead of, you know, like that much. But no, it's you got to go through. You got to twist here, then you got to twist there, and then yeah, it's your turn, turn, turn. So 3 times. Not doing it. But I admire your enthusiasm, and I totally understand why Oman is... I've done Oman a couple of times. I've never actually made anything complete in it because, damn, that's suicide. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm not going to make socks in Oman stitch. I just kind of, you know, one for panic. Kiwi says, by the way, she's been loving Dalby and Telemark, though. I do like that. Maybe Dalby would... No, it's got to be a double Dalby, though, if I do it. Which has another name, and I can't remember. I think it's called Russian 2 plus 2. Okay. So Torben is here. Oh, Maria made it again. She forgot it was at 6 o'clock. Yep, nope. And you even cut the needle binding portion. I usually never get around to that to the end. Are Peter's Hedeby shoes, the high ones, still in the shop? Yes, they are. We don't have very many shoes in the shop, and they are priced quite expensively because 1, they're worth it due to the amount of work that goes into it, but 2, supply isn't there. That's what we have. So yes, you can still get them. I think they cost about 3,900 kroner, maybe. They're all under 4,000, I believe, but just barely. So.
Yeah, I haven't checked.
Now we've got Peter's shoes and we have Espen
That's
Kucher's
the
shoes.
price that he sold them for. So.
Is it really? Oh, okay. Well, then that's actually, because that's definitely worth it. It's just they don't move that fast because of the fact that the only ones that want to buy are Vikings, and the prices. You'd really got to have a good fit for that. They were calling you the Viking police. We were all doing and saying you were very determined going after the tourists that are not. My stash is taking my house as well, says Garcia. She knows. Lyra says, I'm reading backwards now. I need to buy some IKEA shelves soon. My yarn collection has begun to spill out of the filing cabinets. It's normal. Every week I come to Gudvangen with more stuff. I'm moving a little every week. And every week I have yarn with me. And this has been going on for how many weeks? Since May?
It's not normal.
It's normal.
It's normal in your YouTube channel. It's not normal anywhere else.
How many iced coffees do you have in the refrigerator?
Right now, I think like 6, 7.
How many iced coffees did you have in midsummer?
When they were at half price,
Yeah.
probably like 40, maybe 50.
Yeah, you had at least 40 or 50 iced coffees. That's not normal to have 40 or 50 iced coffees in the fridge.
It's a hell of a lot cheaper than all the yarn, woman.
Mine lasts longer. Yours has a due-by date. Mine, well, maybe not all of it. This one, like I said, seems to be pulled apart. But I don't know where we got it from. I'm using it. There's nothing wrong with my addiction. The problem is with you. I can quit at any time. No. The first step is admitting you have a problem.
I wonder what you would be up to if you wasn't doing all this yarn stuff.
See? It's a good thing. I could be robbing banks. Nope, I'm hoarding yarn. The yarn shops should be concerned about me. No. Okay. See, it's normal with yarn. Audra agrees with me.
Yes, on this YouTube channel it's perfectly normal. In the rest of the world it's not.
Albert says, Karen, you can sell a lot of it to make to buy new. The socks, yeah. Right now, if I had socks in the store, they would sell like mad. Because people keep asking, and I'm smart enough to say, I will try, but I'm not promising anything. I can maybe prioritize your size foot first. Other people say, yeah, nope, I can do that, and I will have it done. And then for a year, they're saying blacksmith sweater, blacksmith sweater. But even the blacksmith, I told him, it'll get done when I get around to it, because that's I can't make a commitment to finishing anything. But meanwhile, the stuff in the store gets in there. The blue hat I made and put in the store, it sold within a week. Now I have to make another one. I got to keep up with them too. You have to have 1 or 2 addictions, says Garcia. Ashley's using capital letters here, by the way. She says it's not too much yarn. It's not enough storage. See, they know.
If you keep buying bigger and bigger houses every
Heidi,
3 years.
garn or leave it. Yarn is life. They know. You are so outnumbered here, Karl. Okay, let's go back to something you might recognize. Torben. Torben is here. He wrote back, this was kind of good. I had to see. Hallo, ja, Loftus and paint. That's my life now. Yep, they've taken over a fixer-upper, and they've been working that and cider. So he says, Rosanna says, thank you for organizing everything. I'm a legend. Thank you. No, it'll be fun to see her here. There's a lot to do with the market, and there's not a lot of staff. Okay. Any yarn in your coffin, Karl, says Torben. I think that answers that. He also said he tasted the beer you bought me, Karen. Remember because I know he drinks IPA, or Indian Pale Ale. Why does Norwegians call that IPA? Instead of, IPA, they just say IPA. They pronounce it. It was Indian Pale Ale anyway, and so...
Why do you Americans shorten World War II to WWII?
Because it takes too long to write World War II. But we would write IPA, it's no problem, IPA, but you actually say IPA. We don't say wee. That would be a gaming system. Okay, anyway, so how was the beer, Torben? Is this going to be a new thing on your podcast? His podcast is Quarantena Pills, by the way. He meant I could sell, Albert meant I could sell a lot of yarn to make new. I could, some of it's got some age on it. This we could never sell in the store because for some reason it's cut in places. That could be a mouse or that could be age. Don't know, but we'll use a dent stitch on it just to...
It was an aged mouse.
It was an aged mouse. It didn't leave any poop behind though, or pee, so...
Old and constipated.
Could be an old and constipated moth. But there's no eggs in it or anything. I don't know, but it will get washed anyway, but... For some reason, it is split in certain places. Like, I don't know if it's a cut or... I don't know. But it'll be fine. I'm using it. But I will use a dent stitch. Okay, he says, well, if you mix water and yeast and force feed it to a cat, then drink whatever comes out of the other end some hours later, it would be a better beer. It made me miss the stomach flu. I got him the right beer. What was it called? Something like hippie hippa or something like that. Crazy hippie, happy. I don't know what the hell it was called. What was it called, Torben? That weird IPA. I was in the other thing is, okay, now Torben, it was out of date by maybe a month. Don't know. So it could be that, but how much do you think of it would be the age, and how much do you think of it would be the taste, the original taste of it? Because I found it at Hold Bar, which is best before but not bad after store. And the beer was in there, and I thought it was an IPA, and it was some weird crap I've never seen before, so clearly Torben must probably never seen it before either. So I showed him a picture, and he's like, buy me one. So I got him 4. Because it was in a cute little box. You can't break the box. It was cute. But anyway,
We haven't really impressed anybody with our experimental alcohol the last year.
no, Torben is going to be here, I think, at some point, and maybe we get your cousin in on the action too. And for the next winter beer tasting, the Juleøl, Christmas beers, we do that once a year now. We've done it for 2 Christmases anyway. Sometime in the month of December, then we focus on Christmas foods in Norway, maybe some traditions, and we're definitely not very Viking that month. And then Christmas beers. So we had 2 with Christmas beers. Last year we had, or this last Christmas, we had Bjorn and his dog helping us. The first year was it just you?
I don't know. Did we do
What did we
beer?
do
I
the
think we
first year?
just did bad food the first year.
Maybe we did. I think I might have been afraid of the alcohol thing and we didn't do the beer
you
thing.
went so overboard in the food shop that we kind of had like 3 episodes about bad food.
Yeah, I did. Oh, it was so good though. Oh, probably the most expensive one might have been the salmon one, but
Yeah.
that was so good. I like salmon though.
And we still have the rockfisk that we didn't buy because it was too expensive.
Yeah, no, rockfish you're gonna buy when it goes on sale, and if you get it close enough to Christmas, then it's half price because it'll go out of date during the Christmas month or the Christmas holiday. Oh my God, Torben's got a good joke. Anyway, it's called the Little Thing Hazy IPA from Sierra Nevada. He's got 3 left. Let me know how those go, Karl. So you're due for a new episode. I saw your last episode of Karin Pills podcast was, which means quarantine beer, by the way, was June 21st. And I have begun, I don't know if you've caught this, Torben, but I have begun commuting back and forth from the Oslo area every week. It's actually 30 minutes south of Oslo. It's a 5.5-hour drive. I'm not asking for much, but I need some podcast entertainment. So if you could get in on it, call your friends and let's hear how the other end of the cat piss goes.
I think you said something in the last episode about changing the concept because they're no longer in quarantine.
Yeah, I know. We did that. This was originally quarantine needle binding, and then we had to change it to Viking Nalbinding, or anyway. And the idea was to change it maybe more to crafts or something, but I'm kind of shying away from it because there's 2 things. The word Nalbinding comes up all the time, and if anything, it's nice to know if people want to know what in the hell that is and look it up, because it was an endangered craft at one point. It's not anymore. It's been healthy pretty much for the last 6 years, but it's nice to kind of keep it like a household, not quite a household name, but in everybody's vocabulary. The other thing is every time I post, I tag Viking Valley Gudvangen because my boss lets us use the location, although the entirety and content of the bad things we say, including you wanting to substitute every other word in your, no, ending every line of your tour with "for fuck's sake," that was funny, by the way, should not be in Viking Valley's name. So it's in my name, just in case we screw up. Viking Valley can say, dude, we have nothing to do with this. It's just the location. Maria says, speaking of Christmas, we still need some people making a few patterns for the Christmas calendar. Yes. I saw we have, are we going to do 4 this year, or are you going to try to do 24? The 24 days of Christmas. But if you haven't seen that, Maria Hale's got a pattern. You should probably post that in the regular needle binding groups, a little reminder that we have this if anybody wants to participate, because we've had a lot of new people on it, or maybe they didn't see it, but everything gets like buried in the discussion. You post the link if you can in here though. So if you want to write a Christmas pattern for needle binding, the concept is pretty much whatever you want. You can base them a lot off of crochet patterns, but you have to rework them for needle binding. Or you can just, use your fantasy, your imagination. And you make a needle binding pattern, write it as best you can. We'll translate it into the different languages that we can. And she posts it on there. It's a free thing that people can download, but it's quite a fun thing. I try to do at least 1 pattern a year. And I like to make Maria and Ava Bolander wait as long as possible to send it in to the due date that I was going to. So they have to stay up until 2 a.m. just to edit the damn thing. Because I can do this. Maybe I'll make a sweater. I think I was going to do a Christmas call. I can't remember, but I have to look back. It's on the list. But after October 9th, I have more time. Anyway, but yeah, so Christmas patterns. You can do anything from ornaments. You can do clothing. You can do like even a tree skirt. I don't know if anybody's done that yet. That's a massive project though. You could even do little rings. I mean, you could do any little thing, or maybe any big thing anyway. So it's a really cool thing though. And she puts it out on her blog so that everybody can download, and it helps promote the interest of needle binding or null binding. She's only going to do 4 this year, so then there's not too bad because there's one lady who wrote 1. I will do 1, I promise. Maria has to do 1, so we need, 1 more person, and anything extra goes for next year? Unless we get about 24 people. More Viking. Let's see. Torben says, I still wonder if Greg has tasted the cider. Do you know? Right? Do you know if Greg tasted the cider?
Don't know.
He was sick for about 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
I know we definitely didn't taste it then.
No, it's been out of circulation a little bit, so. And I don't think Greg is the type who will just crack open a cider while back home, so we probably need to socialize him a little bit to get him to drink it.
So Torben, you need to come here for the Jule Earl, the Christmas beer tasting. Christmas beer is a thing in Norway. Every distributor makes at least one version of a Christmas beer, and they just slap the name Christmas on it. But I don't know what the hell is so Christmas about it unless they're putting like cloves in it.
No, it's generally a darker
Yeah.
beer, but I don't think there is any. It's not the same as a normal beer, just with the Christmas tree on the logo.
No.
It's
Or Christmas spices.
It's a special beer that is basically supposed to remind our inner Norwegians about the brewing traditions around Christmas back in the day.
Just in case you forgot that Norwegians make beer.
Yeah.
They do. Okay. But anyway, so you have to come for that, Torben, since you are very good. You have a very distinct skill of being able to critique beer. Usually what is it, the back end of a baby's diaper he's compared it to. Now we know whatever went through the cat system first. So that'd be fun. So by the way, all the more reason to give Torben the bad beers. I wonder what he would have thought of that spicy one that tasted like soap or something you said.
The perfume beer.
The perfume beer, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Taste is different. There is a hypothetical possibility that somewhere out there is some fucker who likes that shit. But I would be surprised if it was Torben.
No, then we have to have Torben to try that one. But also then we could remind Greg that that's a good time to bring the cider. And see what he says. We can watch it live. It's quite fun. That one, we can't do that one in less than 68 minutes. So I think we overshot the last one by like 127 minutes. And then it was just like, screw the label, just drink it.
I think that if we go a little bit over time getting drunk, I think people probably wouldn't mind.
No, and that one is okay. It's a Christmas kind of a thing. So, let's see. Yeah, Albert, you need to be Christmas-related patterns for that one. I think some made a candy cane. Another one did like a string of holly. There's so many different ones. I made a gnome one year, I think the first one. I made a candle. It was supposed to be like a Santa Lucia candle. Looked like a Viking tampon. So somebody needs to redo that pattern. Maria and I were just laughing and laughing and laughing because, it's a white candle. Anyway, we thought we might need to leave a string on the end. It was bad. But, somebody can do better than that candle. And yeah, Kiwi says, or she writes also, Kiwi, with pictures so that newbies can follow it. Yeah, the idea is to make it as easy as possible for them to follow. But, it doesn't have to be an easy thing. You can also make it more of an advanced pattern, just label it as advanced, because there are people that know how to do simple things too, and like, I kind of want to challenge. I want to try the Oman stitch. Something like that. Torben says, it shall be done. I will drink puny Christmas beer. That's going to be fun. Are we going to make him dress up like a Viking for this? It is in the winter time, though.
You don't usually do that. Do you have enough Viking clothes to dress him in?
He'd swim. And they all have holes in them in very peculiar places because I really need to patch my own clothes and not just yours. Yeah. She said with a hole in her shirt. It's ventilation. Historically accurate ventilation.
No, but you can maybe use this as an opportunity to motivate his Karin to do some needle binding.
Okay, he's going to need a pair of pants and a sweater, maybe just a onesie. Oh, we have to do that. Needle-bound onesie. We joked about that if the pandemic went long enough that we would make a needle-bound onesie. We'll have to use a really seriously fat yarn for that, though.
Yeah, and how long did you use on the blacksmith sweater?
About a year and a half, maybe.
And how much bigger is a onesie than a sweater?
I would definitely use fatter wool. This is the thickness of the wool I used on his sweater. This is Naturgarn by Viking, because there's absolutely nothing Viking about it. Anyway, but it's like a Lopi. It's a single ply. So I used that, but for this one, I would use that super chunky one that's like literally as thick as my finger. And maybe it would only take like 3 rows to finish it. I don't know. In the Oman stitch. Anyhow. Yeah, no, I could sell. Actually, I do have some of my yarn that I have been selling here for pretty much the same price I bought for it. So like 20 kroner, but it's to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's Viking economics 101. You
Viking
buy something
economics.
for a price and you sell it for the same price.
Because you've been storing it for 10 years and you're tired of looking at it. But yeah, I've done that because people sometimes wanted to needle bind and they didn't have any yarn with it. And the nearest yarn store from here is 1 hour in each direction. We do now sell it in the store though. And that is something that's a fresher yarn and it's made from the same wool as our sheep.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I thought he left. Come here, you're just in time.
Very good.
All right, have you tried the cider yet?
Oh, the mead is very, very good.
So Greg says he's never been drunk. You don't have
And
to
if
pass
I was
out.
actually that drunk, then I wouldn't be driving.
What are you trying? Tell them what we're having, by the way. Explain what this is.
This is Mead.
Oh God, you reek of it.
No, that's my hands.
Oh, okay.
See?
Smell my hands, he says. Okay, why are you walking around the village with beer?
It's not
Mead,
beer,
mead.
it's mead.
Mead.
We were asked by Torl to test to see which ones they're going to sell in the hotel.
Should have been here, Torben.
Definitely. Oh, Torben, I'm very sorry I haven't had a chance to try the cider yet, and I'm also very, very sorry that I didn't get a chance to say thank you before now.
So you definitely have to come for the
So I'm
Christmas
really,
tasting, and then
really
we'll make him
appreciative
drink
of
the
that.
cider. We can look at the backside for those of you who speak Norwegian.
But
Weird.
the mead on,
Yeah?
well, my left-hand side, so this side over here, that one is just regular mead, but with about 3 different types of honey. It's very, very tasty.
Smells good, actually.
It's really nice.
You want to smell?
And then the other one is Mead,
Oh, that smells
which
like
is
Christmas.
like glug.
It does taste like,
And
smell like
it
glurg.
smells like glug. It tastes like mead, but glug.
Glurg, yeah.
And it's really nice. Really good. And so
Weird idea.
these are the only 2 that got approval for selling in the Fjordtel.
And how much have you drunk?
Like, that much?
That's it?
Yeah.
And you're stumbling?
Come on.
Ham it up, pal. No, he's not. So, Greg,
Yeah, I haven't got the socks on. I left them up in the office. I'm guessing that they're still up there.
you have 13 minutes if you want to. We'll go overtime to show Peruda what you did to those socks. You haven't even had them on a week, Greg.
No, I haven't.
No.
Shit.
Go get them. We'll wait for you. You have to. You're not
you
going
don't
to see
need to
this.
see them.
Go get
I can show Peruda in private. I'll send her a picture.
No, you have to see them. I might have wrote in the thing. He says, "Oh my God," says Torben, "you lemurred. I think I'll stick with the cat." Oh yeah. You'll have to go back and see what he said about the cat.
Okay.
No, it smells literally like glurg. Just GL, like looks like a 0.
It's really
GG
good. It's
in
really
Norwegian, which
good.
is a Christmas. That's like a Christmas toddy.
There was another one which also was really nice. It was passion fruit mead.
Oh, ick.
No, it was very
Really?
nice. It was very nice. The only problem is that it almost didn't didn't taste of mead. It tasted of cider.
Oh, it's supposed to taste like honey.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was the problem and why it didn't get approval. But it was
Now, if
very,
I could
very
drink it,
nice.
this one I would go for.
Okay, I'm cheating here.
Look what the hell he did. That is not your stitching, Peruda. She was worried that maybe she didn't close the hole
No,
enough.
this is not the stitching. This is
No.
this is my foot.
That is the heel.
That is my heel.
That's a guilty expression.
I'm sorry, I didn't do it on purpose.
So I will patch those and we will see how long they will last.
And I stopped doing what I was doing with putting on the boots while they were done up.
You're
So
starting
that-
to untie the laces?
Yeah, so that was with it being untied while I've been putting them on.
Do you have a theory?
Why would I have a theory?
I don't know why his feet are doing that. What is wrong with his feet?
It's not his feet.
He's had them on for less than 7 days.
It's his head.
Is his head?
He's a dumbass.
I'm sorry, what now? What the hell have I been doing wrong? Have I been putting socks on wrong all my life or something?
Probably yes.
Yeah.
Good God.
Now you are pushing them off and not pulling them off. So
Of
when you
course I
have
am.
when you're wearing socks, you need to when you do kind of if you pull them on, you have to kind of scrunch them on. Don't pull them because you're stretching the stitches lengthwise. You can see what kind of happens there. And then when you take them off, you have to push them off. Don't grab them by the toes and pull, because then you're pulling the fibers tight and it's not meant to stretch.
No. When I take off
Mm-hmm.
the socks, I'm lazy. I don't bend down. I just use my toe to
I'm
push them
sorry.
off.
Go ahead. Demonstrate that one more time. What do you do?
I go like this. And just
I'm
push
starting
them
to
off.
see where the problem is.
What's wrong with doing that? I'm not even touching the heel.
What's wrong with doing that? Anyone want to clear him up on this, by the way? Garcia says you
have
have
always done.
razor heels.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Does anybody know a good podiatrist?
I think you need more than that. I think you need a horse farrier to get work on my heels.
Karl? Did the Vikings have podiatrists?
Well, Njord might have had one.
Njord,
Yeah,
okay.
this is true.
All right,
This is
explain
true.
it. Explain the story. Come over here so they can see you both. Both of you here, because the front microphone works better, or the back microphone. Come over here. Tell the
Hello.
story. Why would Njord
This
have
is
a
mythology.
podiatrist?
It's not my field. Let him deal with it.
Oh God, I knew that was coming. That's why I was
Go
trying
ahead,
to hide
tell,
over there.
Tell.
Okay, so
I'll braid your hair.
okay, long story. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to do the long story and not the short
If we
story
go over
because
time, your braid will get done.
yeah, that's
But
what
it's
I was
gonna start
thinking.
behind your head. Okay. Oh my God, we need to get the combs. The
Oh
sheep
no,
combs.
no you don't. No you don't. I may have washed my hair with it braided last night.
If we made your socks out of this. Go ahead. This Njord. Why
Njord.
would Njord make a good podiatrist?
So no, he would need a good podiatrist.
Oh,
he
he needs a
isn't.
good
He
one.
isn't a good podiatrist
No? Okay.
necessarily, but he needs a good. He has a good one. Has a good one.
Yeah.
Because when Loki killed Skadi's father, Thrym, I think it was Thrym,
Yeah.
and he didn't actually kill her himself. He managed to get the gods to. Do you need me to sit down or something?
No, it's just I'm trying to find where the braid went.
Oh yeah, good luck. So as I was saying, so Loki managed to get the gods to kill this giant Thrym, and Thrym had basically abducted Loki and then forced Loki to abduct Eden and her basket of golden apples, which grant the eternal youth and life of the gods. And so obviously the gods kind of got very old very quickly. And Loki was the only one who wasn't aging because he managed to have an apple before he turned Eden over to the giant. So rest of the gods kind of worked out what had happened quite quickly. And effectively, Loki was then sent to get Eden back. So off he goes even, in Freya's cloak. And he manages to find Eden, get the basket of apples back, and he turned Eden into a nut of some description, usually portrayed as an acorn or something like
Oh, I
that.
thought you meant like a crazy loon.
No, not that sort of a nut. Different type of nut here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mind you, she may have already been nuts because she liked Loki like I did, so, eh. And then he brings them back, but Thrym the giant follows closely on their heels. And before Loki left Asgard, he instructed the gods to build up a great big log area on top of the balusters of the wall around Asgard. And so when Thrym flew over this, the gods lit it all on fire, and Thrym went up in a puff of smoke as he was in eagle form. Goodbye, Thrym. Of course, Skadi, his daughter, hears of this, and she's a little bit miffed. And so she turns up to Asgard, demanding her, effectively, pound of flesh in the form of Loki. And at that point, the gods still, well, at least Odin, still wanted Loki to be alive and on their side. So he convinced Skadi, rather than taking Loki's life, she could marry any of the eligible gods in Asgard. And she's like, yep, okay, I want Balder. And everybody wants Balder. Don't ask me why, he seems like a bit of a prat, but that's my opinion. And so Balder goes pale. He doesn't want to exactly marry the ice giantess. What the hell's that?
I forgot that piece.
Okay,
Now
interesting.
You have, like, what your little girl style. Okay.
Thanks.
Continue.
And so Skadi is told by Odin, you can marry any of us, any of our eligible men. And so she goes to take Balder, and he says, but you have to choose. What the hell are you doing to me?
Nothing.
But you have to choose by their feet only. So she agrees to this, thinking Balder the Fair, he's got to have the nicest feet of all of them. Also, interesting side note, this is obviously where the idea of feet fetishes comes from, I would guess. that right? You can put that into the spinned stuff, can't you?
Okay.
And so she chooses from all of the gods lined up the most fair pair of feet that she can find. Unfortunately, Karin just stabbed me with a needle, so I'm dead. Unfortunately, she chose wrong. And rather than getting Balder, she ends up with the old man of the sea, Njord himself. Now, Njord is not only one of the oldest gods, he is also the fisherman. So he reeks of fish, strongly. And he is also a... Fair enough. No, I believe that. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading chat.
Yeah, you gotta say which one you're reading because not everyone can see the
Okay, I think it was the only one that popped up recently, and it was, I can't remember who it was. Please ping up something so I can read your name.
Untitled, you just have to touch it.
I know, but I'm kind of like, didn't want to move. It's the bottommost one. Bottommost.
It's Bonnie. Speaking of your beers, you probably
won't
won't believe
believe
me,
that
but
I've
I've never
never drank
drank a
a beer.
beer. Aunt Bonnie, I'm disappointed. Okay, continue.
Hi, Ina. Just Albert's Ina says hi, so I'm saying hi back. And so
Scotty.
yeah, Skadi chose Njord, and apparently I have not got any confirmation of this myself, so I don't know whether this is true. But apparently, fishermen have the nicest feet of all people because of all the time they spend standing in the rivers.
Karl used to fish.
Does he have nice feet?
Where did he go?
I have no idea where he went.
I think he disappeared.
I
'cause
think
it
he
was
ran
story
away.
time. Probably smartly so.
And so this is how Njord and Skadi ended up married.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And
Happy
thank you for the
ending.
braid.
Yeah, no problem. You should definitely take that
I
out.
know,
later,
I
and we'll
need
do it again
to-
tomorrow, though.
Yep, fine.
'Cause
No
it's
worries.
not the best braid ever.
problems.
Okay, so we can see, yes, you got razor heels. Torben once drank a beer brewed with lutefisk. Oh my god.
Ugh.
I think Greg just vomited a little in his mouth.
Gods.
I'm still kind of wondering how that really... Didn't you buy a beer for like almost 1,000 kroner? One beer, 1,000 kroner. I'm interested to hear how the tasting on that one goes.
What?
You have to listen to his Quarantana Pills chat. They're speaking Sogna dialect, so it'll be no problem to
So I
understand.
won't understand a single word.
Not a damn thing. Instead of saying po, they say pow. And when I think pow, I think...
I'm thinking of Batman comics of the...
Yes!
Yeah, exactly.
Yes!
Yeah, okay.
Holy bat words. Okay, Greg says hi. Oh no, Ina says hi.
Ina says hi,
Aunt
Greg.
Bonnie needs to drink some beer. Torben's, you don't have to drink it all. Then one will do. Anyway, but actually, beer is an acquired taste. It's a bit like
I
coffee.
can't stand beer.
Yeah, didn't
I've
like
tried
either
it,
one of
but
them
I
in the
don't
beginning.
like 'em.
Some of it I like Guinness I like, but I'm allergic, so now I can't. Rosanna says, love that story, one of my favorites, and thank you for sharing. It's
You're
been about
welcome.
time we had a Greg story.
I wasn't expecting a Greg story. I just kind of got thrown into it then.
That's right. Next time you'll be nicer to the
Oh,
socks.
Somerset cider. I agree with that comment. I also prefer
Garcia likes it.
Somerset
Yeah.
cider. I actually prefer cider, period.
Yeah, you are
Unless I
the cider
have mead.
drinker.
I
So we were
am
telling
a cider
Torben has
drinker.
to come for the Eula Earl this year, the Christmas beers.
Yep, you do.
The Christmas beer tasting. We did an expert taster.
Mm-hmm.
So
That we do.
Yep.
That we definitely do.
Crap! I switched to finish 2 + 2, and now this. Oh no, I didn't. There, I know what I'm doing. Yes, I need to fix my glasses. I'm back in Vespi now. I have no excuse. But I popped my tire on the way here. Fortunately, I didn't get more than 5 minutes for home.
Bad. I wondered when you said I popped my. I was thinking, what the fuck's she
No,
gonna come
I
out
popped
with
my
next?
tire. I cut the
Jesus.
I cut the corner on the way out of a parking lot a little
Oh,
too
God.
sharply, and it's a brand new curb, and it's pointed in.
Oh no shit.
And
That's
so I literally drove less than 2 kilometers on it, but it basically
annoying.
took about an hour and a half to fix it and such. And wasn't as bad as I thought though. 1,700 kroner later, including the tow. Thank
That's
God
not
for
bad.
insurance.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Insurance is very helpful. there.
Yeah, and they found a used tire because I have to get new ones anyway.
that's also
so
good.
There we go.
Did
Yeah.
you say about, I heard you talking earlier, and I think this was before the cameras were out, but something about hair and sewing and Sophie?
Yeah, so there's Roger thinking, we need to do some weaving in this singing nettles to show. And I said, yes, no, I agree with you. He says, you know what? Nobody has tried human hair. I'm like, oh, yes, we have. But we're not going to weave with it first. It will
No,
be,
no, no, it'll
So then
be
I show him the
sewn.
hair, and he's like, what is this? I'm like, this is the hair of Sophie and Greg. it's really strong. Have you tried to break it? No, we're gonna embroider with it. But it would be super itchy. Something about you two would make us scratch. So it'll go on the top of your embroidery like...
Something of you too would make what?
You and anything made with yours and Sophie's hair, sorry, wrong way, would be very itchy. So if we go on the tops of these stitches only and not all the way through the fabric.
Incidentally, Sophie is definitely coming next Monday.
Next Monday, time
But not
to finish.
to the village. Not to the village
No?
next Monday. She's coming to the village probably later in the week. She's coming to Norway on Monday.
Okay, because I'll be back on Friday. So,
Yeah, so-
then I'll bring your, I should bring your embroidery home and finish your dragons
If
off.
you wouldn't mind, that would be awesome.
No, I can do that.
Thank you.
That's great. Because I have embroidery in the store now too, so there's no rush to replenish that one. They sold so fast, so.
Yep.
But the sleeping
absolutely.
dragon is still in there, just saying.
Sleeping. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one I used on my story last week.
Okay.
So it is modeled off of one of my rings that I got from Darius. This one, if I have to take this off to see it though. The anti-bac that we're using in the shop likes to, it's kind of a sticky anti-bac.
It is. It's
So
horrible.
I modeled that one off of that ring. But only like about this much of it though. So it almost looks like another 3. And then for some reason I thought it needed feet, so I gave it feet. I'm not sure where the legs come from on it, but I turned it into a dragon. So we've hit 61 minutes. Greg, are you going to come play with us next week? And we'll see if we can't patch your... I'm going to use a nice, lovely shade of pink on those socks.
Oh, God. Well, at least you're making me even wealthier. I mean, I'm not going to complain.
Pink Vikings.
Exactly.
Yep.
I think that's about one of the only colours I don't have at the moment is pink.
Can I send you a link to Darius's shop? Does Darius? He must.
I would assume so, but
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I can
know.
send you his Facebook page anyway, so and you can. It's a personal page
if he's
though.
got a personal page, he might have his website linked to it.
Yep, maybe. He will be here for the market though.
Yep,
Yep,
definitely.
it's not Darius the guy with the bone. It's Darius the guy with the silver. Mm-hmm. So the other ring actually that I had on there was from him as well. By the way, they are copies, but there's the silver one. There, you can kind of see it.
But no, I think, well, I'm going to be here working next Saturday anyway, so I might as well come and say hello.
Yes, absolutely, because you owe us lots of times, especially for those socks. And so we're going to milk this for all the guilt we can. Is Sophie's going to be here?
Whether she's here in the village on Saturday, I don't know.
We'll
because
have to bring
she's
her
over.
and see if we can't get that tunic finished so
I'll
that you
see
can
if-
just you can wardrobe Sophie. Mm-hmm. It'll be the spine of the. I think the spine of the snakes has to have
I
that
don't
in there.
think Sophie watches this very often, so I hope to gods that she isn't watching
Yeah.
today or watches it before she comes over.
Don't watch. If you're watching Sophie, turn it off.
Turn it off now.
off.
Turn it off now. Is it off? Good. Right, so I got her a Christmas birthday present.
Ooh,
I haven't had a chance to give it to her.
no.
It's a wolf skin.
Oh, that's right. I hope you weren't watching Sophie. If not, shame on you. Shame. Shame.
See you next week.
Yeah. Oh, Albert
For a
can't come to the
second-
market
For a
sadly.
second there, when I saw it come up saying "see you next week," I thought you were Sophie, and I panicked.
No, it's Garcia.
Felt my heart go. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, see you
Bye for
next
now.
week. We're going to go see
Have a
what
good
happened
evening.
to Karl. Look, Duolingo says it's happy hour. Okay, anyway, bye. See you next week. We'll be here.